Ready? Sorry, bro.
That's all good.
1 quick second. Okay.
5 on the left, 2 on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth, peace,
freedom,
and justice.
and justice.
Allah is my protector,
Allah is my protector,
my guide, and my salvation.
and my salvation.
By night
By night
and by day,
and by day,
His holy prophet,
His holy prophet,
Noble Ali,
Noble Ali,
Islam.
Islam.
To be read every meeting.
A little more light in here, you think? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. Should be alright.
You want light on or not?
Warning from the prophet. That's alright.
Good.
Don't do it for now. We're straight. A warning from the prophet to be read in every meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must put an end to all radical and agitating speeches while on their jobs, homes, or on the public streets. We advocate peace and not destruction. Stop trying out your cards with the Europeans, for it causes confusion. There has been much confusion caused by members trying out their cards. The cards are for your salvation. Failure of obeying my orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members that seek to hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or to violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors must obey the laws laid down to them by their prophet, and if they lose confidence in their prophet, give up your card and button, cease wearing your turban or fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. For this is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet is sending out a divine plea to all true Moorish Americans that they may do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. To the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Islam, these are the instructions from your holy prophet Noble Ali. Be faithful unto your forefathers' divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one that judges the world, and his judgment is now on, but the weak comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near, so says Allah to his divine prophet, I, Noble Ali. And that is why many hearts have turned to stone, and many have eyes to see but cannot see, ears to hear but cannot hear, lest they will be confounded of their sins. These are the trying hours now, dear Moors, and every evil spirit is moving, and they are trying every weak mind to overthrow and drag out the true foundation that has been laid, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but will sacrifice the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your prophet. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that speak against the prophet and ridicule him to the very lowest. The ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temples. Act accordingly, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace, your divine prophet, Noble Ali. To be proclaimed in every meeting. Islam, I am glad to know that I have a few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy about me and the movement now by the same people on our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as American citizens, they are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me, so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that attribute to the movement and uplifting funds. The ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I am calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness to me, your prophet, and your divine Moorish movement. I need finance, and I need it badly. Never before have I needed finance so badly as I do at present, so I can shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my fame and nobility. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without I, the prophet, being head. It has been proven by my works which I have performed in the last few years.
Islam.
Islam. So those were letters, as we know, to be read every meeting, that got revealed to the Moors maybe early 2000, somewhere around there, with Brother Taj Tariq Bey contacting and getting in touch with a lot of these elder Moors who had certain information. And you know, as Aboriginal and Indigenous people, our tradition is oral. So a lot of things were passed down, and of all the things passed down, the one of the most important aspects of the Moorish movement is that Noble Drew Ali was he was gearing us to be constitutional. He wanted Moorish Americans to be the constitutional enforcers for the North Gate. Now, we know this because of him echoing those statements to the Moors in his writings that they must enforce the Constitution. He also told Moors that they should be active and not passive. And activity means that, you know, you're doing something to assist the nation so that there can be something left as an example for others to be inspired to proclaim their nationality and their birthrights. So we just want to send a shout out to Brother Cosmo L and the Moors in Khalifa that have their paper, Moorish National newspaper. That's out now. We got some right there. Moorish National newspaper. And you can just contact Brother Cosmo L. You'll find him online. Brother Cosmo L. to get the newspaper. There's an article in here though that I wanted to read, just so that we can put it out there again that Noble Drew Ali and the history of the Moors is now again back in the forefront, right? We told the Moors last week's class with Brother Natural Tahui proclaiming his nationality. Even though he's trapped behind enemy lines by the UDOTS democracy, he went in there as NBC, and while in there found out, started studying, and has been in contact with Moors via mail. And he is of the we'll say Kemetic persuasion, but he knows that he's elk. He's not in denial that he's a Moor. So we know that this information is reaching places that we physically can't go to because of our putting this information out on a constant basis. You know what I mean? Sticking to the principles, sticking to the lessons that Noble Drew Ali brought. It's now crossing over into the NBC people in the right perspective, so that they can actually consider what it is that Moors have been telling people for the past 100 years, right? So they're starting to begin to consider, right? So saying that, to go to this article right here. Moors requested by BLM organizers to represent nationality at rally in Florida. Now remember that this is Moorish news. This is our newspaper. This is what Noble Drew Ali ordered the Moors to do. Make sure that you have your own newspaper so that you can tell your own story. Because other people telling your story will be nothing. Somebody else telling your story, right? So the Black Lives Matter crew contacted Moors to represent nationality at a rally in Florida. Brother J. Moore L., a special Moorish emissary, spoke at a Black Lives Matter rally in Fort Lauderdale, Florida regarding the solutions achievable today through nationality and Moorish science, July 9, 2016. The city of Fort Lauderdale, once a prominent center of the historically so-called black business district, became center stage for a renaissance of thought within the social active community. There are now steadily and increasingly gentrified fights to avoid the well-known MLK stigma of any municipality in this current perception of the rebirth of up-and-coming Sistrunk Boulevard. Yet the question to all nationally declared Moors from the people is, will changing the name of a person, place, or thing improve its socio-economic political status? Brother J. Moore L's simplified answer to this question was yes. Oscar Petty Jr., rally organizer, contacted Moorish Cultural Ministry for a Moorish perspective. They may have gotten more than they could handle at the time. The brothers and sisters under the employ of the BLM were rallying for a financial boycott. But what of the question of what has politically, socially, and economically been gained by being black within the borders of America? A soft hush of anxious voices took over the masses as they were gently immersed and entrapped into a blanket of civic engagement studies of the civilly dead, constitutional full of laws and treaties, etc. The eyes and ears of the people were educated and entertained by a love for truth of peace, freedom, and justice. Amidst the flashing emergency lights of the local public highwaymen, lawfully engaged in the service and protection of the people's inalienable secured rights to peaceably assemble for the upliftment of fallen humanity. While the moment might have seemed lost to the proud cultural cries of a deep-rooted emotionalism, as the evening came to a close, some in attendance approached Brother Moore L. The fragrance of ripe spirits on their breath and sweat, Brother Howard, a frequent patron to one of the local area's only convenience store, approached the emissary with one thing to say: don't give up on us. Islam. Right? So, go pick up your Moorish National newspaper and remember that things that Moors are, everything that Moors are exercising when it comes to nationality, birthrights, you're exercising that based on the universal, exercising that based on the universal, natural, common law, and constitutional rights. Right?